What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast, coming to you from the home of the crypto.com arena. That's so dumb, bro. Did you see that?
Yeah, Staples Center getting
Staples
changed.
Center is changing to crypto.com.
Yeah, that's weird. And I've thought for a long time, like, is Staples even around anymore? Have you seen a Staples? The
Yeah,
last thing I remember, Staples and Regency Square was going out of business. So I went and looked at laptops, and this was in like 2013.
I was just thinking that when I saw the crypto.com thing, I was like, Staples, if they are around, probably was making all their money off of the Staples Center
Yeah,
contract.
for sure.
So
And that's
they're
something
about to be on their way
I
out.
never even thought of, though. I never even thought it's just the Staples Center. You don't even think Staples
Yeah.
even a fucking thing anymore.
I think it's still gonna get called the Staples Center. Nobody's gonna be using
Oh yeah,
crypto.com
absolutely.
arena.
Nobody
Get outta
puts the
here.
brand name in front of the oh shit O'Connell Center. It's just the O'Connell Center. It's
What's
not
it actually called?
there's a
I didn't even know that.
a sponsor. Yeah, it just happened like 3 years ago.
Oh.
There's a sponsor for the court at O'Connell Center. But
Like how
yeah,
it's Bobby
everybody's-
Bowden filled at Doak Campbell Stadium.
Yeah,
Brought
guarantee
to
you
you
it's going
by
to take 2 or 3 years
Pfizer.
before commentators not to say Staples Center every single
Oh, for
time.
sure. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna call it Staples Center. And like the people in LA are gonna know it as Staples Center because that's if you're trying to give
What it
directions and
is.
you say go to the crypto arena, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like the bank?
Listen, man, I'm
where
trying to watch some stuff. I ain't trying to lose my money. That sounds like some
Mhm.
shady shit going on. I just want to watch some basketball. Yeah, crypto arena. Listen, dude, I ain't trying to see no Spartacus with no fucking Dogecoin. I just want to watch basketball. Crypto arena.
Are you gonna pay in crypto when your sports book allows you to, does it allow in crypto?
They probably will.
We'll see. I
mean,
mean,
Who was
crypto's
it? Mark
taking a
Cuban
hit
allows
right now.
Dogecoin,
But,
so
yeah, crypto's taking a
bad.
hit right now, but for them to
Everybody
lock down
except
a
Shiba.
20-year loan or whatever, or a 20-year naming rights thing for $700 million, that's crazy, bro. Can
That's the
you?
craziest thing, though, is the 20-year part, right?
Yeah. I mean, what is 700 million over 20 years? It's really not that bad. It's what, 30 million a pop around?
35,
So,
3.5 million a year.
So like that's not that bad.
That's not a lot, though. Thinking that's not a lot.
That's what I'm saying. That's not bad at all.
No, Staples gonna
Yeah.
give up 4 a month, 4 a year. Oh, it's only a year. Yeah, 4 a year. Shit.
No, it's 35 million a year, isn't it?
No, it's a 70 million.
10% would be 70. So
70
20% is
million for
35.
20 years though.
Right.
So you do 70 times divided by. I did 7 at 10. So
It's 70 and then half
yeah,
for 35.
3.5. It's 3.5 mil a year.
No,
for 20
35
years.
mil a year.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Because
30
35 times 2 is 70 times 10 to get to 20 is 700.
I don't know.
Well, this ain't a math podcast, but it's probably front loaded or back loaded, or it's not going to be an exact whatever per year either, because it's going to have to
Yeah.
build with inflation and all that other shit. But yeah, Staples, I guess, probably couldn't. You think No Scrubs could do that? We could drop out.
That's what I'm saying, dude. If it's 3.5 mil, if we make it and we're
I
making
still
5
think it's
million a
35
year,
mil.
if we're making 5 million a year, I will go back to the life I live right the fuck now to have an arena called the No Scrubs Allowed Arena for $4 million
Yeah,
a
that'd
year.
be dope. But
And then we both split.
we could probably
500,000 a
buy
year.
like the FedEx Forum right now for the
Absolutely.
money in our pockets, bro. They're probably
Probably
trying
not.
to give it away.
Maybe the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland.
Smoothie King Center.
Ugh.
Smoothie Kings, are they around? They're probably somewhere, but they probably can't be
Somewhere.
making a lot of money.
Tropicana Smoothie, no, fuck them.
That's a smoothie
But anyways,
place too.
so
Damn.
yeah, so the other day I got really excited about recording. On Tuesday I woke up and I was not really excited. I was pissed off because I didn't know if I'd be able to record. We didn't because I was kind of sick. And if you can
you can
tell,
still kind of hear it, yeah.
yeah, it's in my nose now. And all day long, I think it's because I was up and working. I got home into this freaking stupid house that just fucks your nasal passages up anyways, because I had a steady drip. It looked like an IV drip just all day long. All day long. And now
gross.
it's not coming out. I sound like a new age rapper. And yeah, but I was really excited because I woke up and realized we release on hump day. I never thought about it.
No, we don't. We release on Thursday pretty much
Oh,
every week because I go to the
Oh.
office on Wednesdays now, so it's hard as fuck for me to do it. Sometimes I
Oh,
do in the
I
morning.
didn't realize that. But that was really cool. I thought about it. That was kind of neat, like a little midweek kind of thing. I never thought
Yeah,
about it before.
I mean, the goal is that, but if I press the snooze button one too many times, it doesn't get on, get up in the morning. So let's move on to sports. We had our nice little 5-minute intro, but yeah, I mean, crypto.com, the one thing that this does do is this helps Steve Ballmer or whatever, because they're going to go build that new stadium in Inglewood. And they have right now, I mean, they're not building it yet. So it's not even going to be done for however many years. I don't remember when they say they want to move in, but
I thought it was
now
2025 was the goal.
yeah, maybe. But so now is the time to start marketing, because Staples and the Lakers have to rebrand everything. And so now's the time to weasel your way in. You're not fighting against Staples Center anymore. You're fighting against another new arena, essentially, in people's brains. So if you can lock your shit in, then you're good. And that's going to really help the Clippers out.
Oh yeah, and that's something that Ballmer's really good at doing too.
Yeah.
Like that's him, is his MO is branding and figuring out how to catch a fucking guy. And
Yeah.
how to get them on your side. That's literally how he made Gates so much fucking money at Microsoft, to where they said, here, take half of the fucking business. You're just
Yeah,
the
exactly.
fucking god. You're the
Yeah.
shit at this. And yeah, he's going to crush that shit. And if he does have a 3-year head start, it's in 10 years, the Clippers, there's too much recency bias around with Kobe dying and all that stuff.
Yeah.
15, 20 years, the Clippers are going to run LA and people are going to talk about the good times. Like they're starting to do in New York with the Mets and the Yankees.
They still have to win. That's the big thing. The only thing is, like, when you're the Clippers, and that would take 10, 15 years for even, but they would have to be consistently good. I'm talking like if they miss the playoffs 1 year, it's back to the Lakers. I don't even care if the Lakers are the last place team. Like, you would have to be winning consistently to
Like
stay in the
2015,
light.
when the Lakers won like 30 something games, they were still the team.
They were still the team by far. But it's because Lob City kept failing in the playoffs and looking like like you were embarrassed to even be a fan of theirs, because you knew they were going to fall apart when it came crunch time. So they have to win. They haven't even won. Like, that's literally the thing. Until they start winning, everybody's going to see them as a joke and little brother.
For sure.
Like, getting their own stadium right next to where the Rams play is huge, man. That's going to help a lot, because downtown LA is about to be shit. Nobody cares because the Kings suck. And they nobody can even go down there, at least right now with COVID. So in Inglewood, people don't give a shit about the rules. They still go wherever they want to go, and the cops don't go down there. So that's the only problem, though.
I've heard a lot about Inglewood being kind of like a Florida patch of California, and that far left area, it seems to be a nice little old American-esque place to where you can actually still be a person.
I mean, they definitely still are left leaning. They still are Democrats and all that stuff, but they are very much like, we want our rights. So at least they're more like centrist, I guess, if you give them that, because they're still pro-choice. They're all that.
I'd look at California as everybody's on the left. I'm just now learning what left and right and all that shit is. That's how you know that you're becoming a mature adult and all that shit. But I feel like everybody that's from California and was raised in all that shit, they're left.
Yeah,
but in that general area, not so much. Yeah, centrist.
They're more centrist, yeah, which is a good way to be. I mean, in my opinion, like,
that's how I am pretty much. Just don't fuck with my gas prices. That's all that affects me right now.
We by the way, still not talking about sports, but we just, apparently, I heard on the radio this morning that California broke the record for gas prices. So in America, the average gas price is at $4.85 a gallon.
Holy shit.
That's the average across the entire state. So
yeah, that's crazy. Ours is up to $3.35 right now.
So I have an electric car, so I didn't even know that gas price until the radio came on. But for all you guys that don't,
when's the last time you put gas in your car?
Before I went to Phoenix, because I can't make it all the way to Phoenix without the electric going off. So I have to hit my backup. But then I got gas in Phoenix and it was cheap. And I came back and I haven't got gas since then.
Hell yeah.
I made it all the way from Phoenix to here and then haven't put gas in it.
Let's talk a little bit of basketball real quick. We started off with a little bit of basketball with the Staples Center and stuff like that. Real quick, I'm a homer with the Cavs, and didn't really get to talk about them a lot last year. Not going to be able to talk to them a lot about them in about 2 months. But right now, we're fucking hot. I mean, we lost to the Nets tonight, barely by 10.
And you lost Mobley. That's a huge one.
Yeah, huge loss. Mobley's out. Jared Allen was out tonight too. and we still only lost by 10. So we have a really good fucking core. We have a really good team. Once Mobley and Allen are able to come back, hopefully we're not too far gone. But losing by 10 to the Nets, who have been struggling in their own mind, 9-4 struggling
Yep.
in the NBA, but struggling in their own with injuries and all that stuff. They're still great top 3 team in the East,
Right.
and they went up big on us like the Celtics did on Friday, and we were able to close the gap, and we only lost by 10. And it was a scrap fight, man. I'm really excited for this Cavs team this year, and just wanted to shout them out one more time before Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are out for 10 days apiece, and we lose the next 5 games.
Yeah, and the thing about the East is this year it seems competitive. So you can't go on those like 2-week stretches of losses and expect to still sneak into that 7, 8, 9, 10 roll. There's a lot of good teams, and you think if you think of the best 4 teams, and I'm not bringing up the standings. I've been watching a lot of League Pass, and if there were League Pass teams, I was like, man, they're doing really good. You could leave out Philly, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn, and the Heat even, and have a solid roster with Cleveland, Washington, Charlotte, Atlanta, New York. Those guys are still right around there, but you can pick out 3 teams in Atlanta or in Cleveland, Washington, and Charlotte that are probably 3 of the best record-wise in the East, and they were a laughing stock all the way up till whenever,
Yeah, and a lot of these teams, Orlando, it's going to be hard to beat them in a 7-game series if they got to the playoffs. Like, there's a lot of teams in the East, good 10,
Chicago, I left out. Like
10 teams in the East that are really going to be hard to beat this season, no matter the injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And that says a lot. Yeah, Chicago, our boy Billy Donovan is doing a hell of a job over there, and I like what they gave to him. And that's actually something else I want to talk about. Did you see that piece with DeMar DeRozan saying it was pretty much a done deal for him to go to LA, and then they ended up trading for Russ, and he had to find another home.
Right.
That's crazy. And for the Chicago Bulls, you have to thank you, LeBron, for being a fucking idiot.
Well, and even Caruso too, because
Caruso. I think the thing with Caruso, they wanted to get him last year. He didn't like the money, and they didn't even send him a fucking eyeball.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he wanted to play with the Lakers. He wanted to be on the Lakers. He got an offer from Chicago. He called the Lakers and told them, "Here's my contract. Like, get back to me." And they never got back to him. So after like 3 days, he said, "All right, fuck it." And now he's balling for Chicago. So props to him for that as well.
And he's really helping that team out a lot, for sure, with Levine being able to play more off the ball with Caruso in that offense. And it kind of stinks though, because you liked seeing Caruso come in there being a firecracker. He didn't have to worry about play sets. He didn't have to worry about any responsibilities. He came in for 18 minutes and put the headband on and went to fucking town and did his thing. But I like it.
He has Lonzo for the smart people stuff still now.
Yeah, but he's been able to evolve a lot more into a team playing basketball player instead of just the who am I trying to say, the Pat Beverly type people, who is a lot more for the show and for the fans than the actual team's sake.
Now he reminds me a lot more of like Dellavedova, where he's not going to be like that superstar. I was going to say Steve Kerr. He's not going to be that superstar, but he gets in your face. He can make the right basketball play if you make him do it, but he's not the guy that's going to take your team to the next level, or not to the next level, but to the star level. And that's Matthew Dellavedova. I mean, he won a championship being a guy that if you were naming people off the top of your head, you'd forget about him, kind of thing. That's his role. So
that's this awesome jersey.
That's pretty cool,
bro. The back of this jersey is freaking. I don't think I've ever. I'm used to like the Tebows and the Bortles and stuff like that.
Oh, the really long names.
Look at this thing.
Can you see it? That's crazy.
It goes all the way down and around.
Yeah, that's funny. It's funny that I've thought of him without even knowing that that's the jersey you had on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I have my Hyper Ice knee brace on. That's sponsored by 2K now.
Hyper Ice is sponsored by 2K, or 2K?
Or yeah, 2K is sponsoring Hyper Ice. I don't know. It's one of the contracts you can get on the new 2K.
Oh, that makes sense. Gotcha. So anyways, yeah, the East is looking potentially better than the West, top to bottom, which we talked about a couple of podcasts ago. And when you roll over to the West, I still think it's going to be 3 teams, and that just depends on Utah doing what Utah does. What?
Real quick, let's just take the Bulls right now, who I feel like are going to end up being a 5-4 seed, 4 or 5 seed
Okay.
in the East. Against the Nuggets right now, they'll probably win a 7-game series. Against Utah right now.
It's hard when they have the MVP though. Like that.
Yeah.
That depends. That's the thing about the East versus the West.
Well,
like,
no, I'm looking at Jamal Murray not in right now. Like in a 7-game
understand.
series, it could probably happen. Not the Pacers. Phoenix, they're probably going to end up losing that series. Utah, it's going to be tough, but Utah's probably going to win that one in 5-6. Lakers are getting fucking scrubbed.
The
Like
Lakers won't even make the playoffs. Get out of here. They're done, bro.
who else? Portland. Portland's getting ran out of town 4-0. What's another team? The Mavs. The Mavs are getting shut out. And this is against a Bulls team who's probably not even going to end up with the top 2
But
seed
see, I disagree with that because this is the East. It's really cool. If you take away, I guess, Brooklyn, probably. The East is all teams and the West is all these superstars. You got the MVP and Joker. You got Steph Curry, who's going to win the MVP this year. You got the LeBron AD. You got Booker and Paul and Ayton has like 1Bs. Where is
Chicago isn't a super team?
No, they don't have superstars, is what I'm saying. Name one of their guys that's a top 10 player in the NBA.
DeMar DeRozan.
Nope.
Zach LaVine.
Nope.
Top 15, both of them.
Yeah. Oh, no, not both. Levine could be top 15 if he wanted to be, but now with the super team, he's not going to.
DeMar DeRozan got hurt
team.
and then had to go be a fucking mummy for 3 years.
DeMar DeRozan was badass on Toronto, and like
just wait for
just
it
because he doesn't shoot threes. And once you just say like, we don't care if you shoot threes, just go score. And that's what he's doing. So no, I agree with you, but I disagree with you that the Bulls are going to be a 4 seed. I think they'll be a lot higher than that. But I think their team aspect, as opposed to the superstar aspect, is going to have to show itself in the playoffs, because we know and we've seen that superstars win the championship more often than not. And so for them not to have a top 10 player, it's going to be very, very difficult. And if you had to throw out who's the best on that team, I would say Zach LaVine, but it's like any given night, it could be Vucevic. It could be, well, not Lonzo from the scoring aspect, but he could be the stat sheet star. You could have Caruso be the star. You could have DeRozan be the star. But day in and day out, it's LaVine. And he's actually proving himself. If he continues to grow, yeah, he's an all NBA guy, which is top 15.
He's still young. What is he, 25, 26 years old?
Yeah, something like that.
He's still a young cat.
Yeah, he wants to be a superstar too. And that's huge. That's a lot of it.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, I like that. The only thing about these super teams is the help that they get. We've seen with LeBron out and THT out that the Lakers
THT
have just
played
been,
tonight.
He played tonight and he played the night before last with a minutes restriction. I think he had 20 minutes, like 18 points tonight. Chose him on my fantasy beat the score. Yeah, he did work. He was 5,600 though, dude. 5,600 was his player salary.
And he scored 25, right? Well, I don't know if FanDuel points, but
25 points, yeah. And but without him, they're looking at Malik Monk as their other guy, and that's not going to get you anywhere. Frank Kaminsky showed that he was nowhere last year, and without DeAndre Ayton, he's hungry, he's ready to go. Yeah. And Crowder and Bridges have showed us last year and this year that they're guys that are going to help support the 3-headed monster.
McGee looks like he's benefited from the Olympics, like huge, more than anybody.
Yeah, McGee. But the only thing was McGee, I don't know if it's the coaching or if it's his ability, but hitting more than 20 minutes is like it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a myth.
Oh well, yeah, but that's just because Kaminsky's balling so much right now.
But in playoff basketball, you're definitely going to want to see McGee get 25 minutes and Kaminsky probably get 15, 16 minutes, and it'd be flipped that way.
Yeah, for sure.
But if that, yeah. But it's just there's not much there when you look at the Lakers. When you look at what's another team,
even the Warriors, who are at the top of the NBA.
The thing with the Warriors is they're all hot. This Belicha, who was on the Kings, who sucked, and now he's good. Isn't gonna last. Poole is hungry. Poole wants a contract. He doesn't want to be on the Warriors. He does. He wants a ring, but he wants to be a starting point guard. So he went out at the beginning of the season and balled out for 3 or 4 games, and now he's kind of leveling out. Who's the other one?
Wiggins is having his best season so far.
Wiggins is going insane these last 5-6 games. The other dude with the braids, he's a 3.
Oh, John, what's his name?
Starts with a D.
Lee. Damian Lee.
Damian Lee. He's already fallen off and plateaued. He was looking really good.
The one day I picked him for my fantasy lineup was the day it all changed.
Yeah. They're not going to be able to last. It's not going to happen. They're going to need these guys who they can look at to get 15, 20 points every single game. And even if not that, like on the Utah, Royce O'Neal, their small forward, he's going to average like 5 points a game this season.
Right.
But he's also going to get you like 4 steals, 3 blocks, like 5-10 rebounds a game. And that's why I think Utah's going to be able to get off and get going. And Malcolm Brogdon's been going nuts this season too, helping out Donovan Mitchell, take the load off of him. Probably sucks for people who drafted Donovan Mitchell, but that's the only hurt on that team. That's a team that I think they're not really a super team in Mitchell and Gobert, but that's one of those team-oriented teams like the Suns that I think are going to be able to go up and overpass.
That's what I said.
Super teams.
Utah is going to be the team.
I mean, they were last year. It's just with Brogdon playing the way he is, Ingles has fallen off, but they've been able to get other guys come up. Yeah. Miles Turner has been going nuts too. It's looking like
how did Miles Turner just slide under the radar like nobody wanted him for some reason?
I have no idea. He was doing shit in the Pacers too. It's not like he wasn't.
He's amazing.
It's weird. It's really weird. It's kind of like that.
I think he's the whole reason DeAndre Ayton doesn't have money right now. It's because we were like, oh, other big dudes can just do stuff for no money. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, it's insane. It's kind of like Hartenstein for the Clippers. He's been popping off for them, and he could barely get minutes at the end of the year for us last year. I kind of shouted him out a little bit, but it's weird how some of these teams seem so against it, and these other teams show you like, hey, you can spend $1 million on a guy who's going to be able to produce. Right.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm excited more. I mean, obviously I want the Suns to win, but I'm excited about Utah this year because no knock on Donovan Mitchell because it's hard as fuck to do. But last year and 2 years ago, he showed what a team can do when it's just him trying to win these games by himself. Rudy Gobert is awesome, but he's awesome at defense. He's awesome at rebounding. He could average a 20-20, sure, but they're going to need more than that whenever he gets to the playoffs offensively. And so those people that you named coming out and coming over to that team to really help Mitchell offensively is going to be huge because he can score 50 a night through a whole 7-game series. We've seen it and they still lose. So like he needs that help. And I think that's, if you're a Jazz fan, that's what you got to be most excited about because they can now go 7 games without him needing to do that. And then if there's a game where you need him to do that, that's the superstar that I think the East people are missing is a guy that can do it when you're calling him out.
So. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if it's something that Rudy's going to be able to get over, but he's been struggling against big men this year, dude. Like, and
Jokic has torn him up like 3 times.
Even not against big men. The other night against Detroit, he had a rough outing. I believe it was Detroit that they played. I picked him on the fantasy thing, and he got like 29 points.
Who does Detroit even have? I mean, they have Cade, points. Obviously, but
yeah, Cade, who's a 4, but he plays the 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they have that Bay kid who's been going bonkers. I don't know. I just know him from fantasy. Those guys. I don't watch fucking Pistons games.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go to watch a Pistons games. That's for fucking.
I don't think you're allowed to go.
Get punched in the mouth by somebody. Oh, that was the Pacers people. It was in Detroit though.
It was in Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, stupid ass fans. Those 2 guys that ran down. Oh man, I'm getting sidetracked right now. But anyways, what was I talking about?
Detroit. I don't know. Oh, Gobert not being great this year.
Yeah. So yeah, he had a rough outing. I picked him, and he only got like 29 fantasy points, which is respectable. But it was a 13 points, 8 rebound night when neither one of us and most of the people who watch the NBA that aren't Pistons fans can't tell you they're 4 or they're 5 and can't tell you more than Cade Cunningham or Bay because you put them in your fantasy fucking lineup.
It's Sadiq insane. Bay, that's that guy's name, right?
Sadiq.
It's S Bay, yeah. I heard of him. That's
But
that's the
it's
extent of it.
crazy. Like it's I don't know what's going on. Last year, Rudy was hungry.
Mm.
I don't think he's hungry this year. We're not going to see him cry about anything. I don't know if it's a contract year for him or what it is, but Rudy's just not going off, and he's just not. Or maybe he got a contract last year. And now he's satisfied. He's acting like
Yeah, I
an
don't know.
NFL player.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean it's an exciting year, and yeah, the Dubs are 12-2 right now. No, they're not going to break their own record. No, they're not going to do all that
Hell
stuff.
no.
They'll cool off. Curry cooled off last year. He had the same exact situation, and he cooled off. So we're gonna see that. Clay's gonna come back. He's gonna help him out a little bit. But I think this is just a really good year for the NBA because it's really hard to guess who's gonna win. I mean, I think the favorites are probably still the Nets. Like just literally the Vegas favorites are probably still the Nets. And like, there's no way you can be confident that the Nets are going to win this thing
Not at all.
unless Kyrie changes the COVID laws somehow.
No, they're going to trade
So
Kyrie. They're going to get something for Kyrie. The only thing I'm hoping that they don't fucking get is what's floating around right now is that Murray kid in San
DeJounte
Antonio.
Murray?
Yes.
Mm.
And if they got that dude right there, who is the opposite of Kyrie, who can
Yep.
do a lot of what Kyrie can do, but he also loves the game of basketball and
Right.
respects it enough to play 150% every second of the fucking 48 minutes of the game, that team is going to win 5 in a row if that kid's there for 5 years with Harden and Durant. I don't give a fuck who else is on that team. I don't care. I do not give a fuck who else is on that team. If DeJounte
Yeah.
Murray goes to the Nets, which is what's starting to swirl around, 1, I will be pissed as fuck. 2, I'm gonna stop watching basketball for a couple years because it's a wrap. And 3, shout out to Pop going out and selling out the Spurs and what could be his last year because he's just giving them all away.
Dude, if they trade and make him coach Kyrie, he might quit the day of the trade. He
Dude.
might just walk right out the door. He'll be like, I ain't coaching Kyrie. Fuck that.
Yeah, that would be. But who knows? Maybe they'd be able to sit down, have some, I don't know what either one drinks. Drink on
Whiskey,
something.
probably. I'd have to give you Pop some whiskey. I
Pop some
can't.
whiskey, yeah. And I'm thinking like Kyrie's
Tanqueray
probably,
or something.
I'm thinking the top end shit, like some
Oh, true.
aviation shit or some good gin. I was thinking the same thing for some Kyrie, maybe some gin, like a gimlet. Maybe give them
Mm.
both a gimlet and let them sit down and have Pop actually talk about the flat earth thing because he can entertain something that philosophical for a little bit.
He was in the military. He ain't entertaining no flat earth. Get out of here.
I don't know. I feel like he could. I feel like they'd be able to sit there and talk a little bit and kind of bond with each other and get shit going. But Kyrie's not going to help that team more than DeJounte.
I mean,
on
he
either
would.
side.
He would help them in the sense of just like he would put butts in seats, and that's what the team probably wants.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that I'm kind of scared of. But other than that, I'm not really worried about the Nets. I just think right now the money line people in Vegas are just trying to steal as much money as they can with these odds right now because once the Nets go up, they're not getting anybody's money anymore.
Well, no, the problem is who's going to take their money is the real issue because betting on favorites is not really going to make Vegas lose. It's when the underdog hits is when Vegas loses.
I bet.
So
I was up last night, sick as shit, couldn't fall asleep. So there was some like Pakistani tennis going on.
ooh,
I went all favorites, all one, but the minus 450, dude.
nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't make Vegas lose money because they get so much money in on underdogs. It's just when they have to pay out plus money, that's when they really. Because if you pay on a minus 110, they still made $10.
Yeah.
Like, sure, that's not what they want, but they still made some money. If you pay in on a plus 1,000 and you win, then they're fucked. And if 100 million
Well, you
people
still
did
get your
that-
110 back plus 90, right? So you made 90, so they're still paying out the 110 back to you.
no, well, you make 190 off of 100 if you pay 110.
Yeah,
So
they
you
still got to
just
give you that
won
$100 back.
$90, but yeah, sure. I mean, you get your money back plus 90, but they're not losing money off of that. They're losing money when they have to pay out $10,000 to your 100. But and there's a team I think this year that could do it. So that's where the smart investors have to. Investors don't bet, but the smart bettors have to do stuff. This is probably one of the years where somebody that's not a favorite could win. And even MVP is up in the air right now. I mean, I know I said Curry's the MVP guy right now, but that's assuming he continues what he's doing, which is a big ask of his. So
Clay and Wiseman are going to be back in fucking a month from now. So
yeah, and he's not going to be dropping 35 a game. So that's even up in the air because Luka just got hurt too. So who knows what could happen. It's a fun year. It's a good thing. I'm hoping that both of our teams make the playoffs. I'm obviously pretty confident about my own team, but you guys are just gonna have to deal with injuries. It looks like, as always.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll drag through the mud for a little bit and get everybody back. But let's move on a little bit to some football, and there's a few stories to talk about. Nothing too crazy, but in the NFL, the world seems to be coming back to normal, except for the fact that now the Bucs, I jinxed them by saying the rest of their schedule was super easy, and now they're going to lose every game the rest of the way. They're going to lose at the Giants on Monday Night Football, and like they're just going to no, Brady's not going to lose under the lights. That's still a guarantee that I can make on the podcast. A Charles Barkley guarantee. Tom Brady's not going to lose under the lights to the Giants, but like the fact that they lost that game to Washington, and really, like if Washington hadn't had a 10-minute drive at the end of the game, Brady could have easily gone down and won. But honestly, watching that game, it wasn't that close. The only reason it was that close is because Washington has no talent. No offense to Taylor Heineke, but if that were an equally talented team as the Bucs, we would have been run out of the stadium. It would have looked like the Cowboys versus the Falcons. If we were playing a good team, we looked so bad. Yeah, it was terrible. One good pass to Mike Evans was the only good play we had all game.
Yeah, Tom Brady just did not look comfortable. No. The running game could not really get going too much, and that front four is kind of like the sunrise. It comes every day.
Yeah, now we lost one of our big sons.
Yeah, and even before that, he was out late in that game. At the end, like literally at the end of that game, he got hurt. But even then, there just wasn't too much pressure. Gibson had a fucking day, and it just wasn't Tampa Bay football, and it was weird, and it was just you could expect it after about 10 minutes of that football game. Like, all right, something's wrong here.
Yeah, you knew right away when the pick that should have probably been called a fumble, but when the pick happened, you almost knew because of the weirdness of the play. Even you were just like, well, that really sucks. But yeah, it's weird that our front seven can't stop the run or didn't stop the run, because we can stop the run. We're one of the best run stopping defenses over the last couple of years, and the Washington football team, we knew what they were going to do. Listen, Taylor Heineke picked us apart, but he wasn't the reason they won. We knew that they were going to need to run the ball and use their strength, and they were still able to do that. The only reason that Taylor Heineke played so well is because we had to commit extra to try to stop the run, because our regular run stop wasn't working.
Yeah. And they had a huge chip on their shoulder. This is a rematch of the wild card.
Yeah.
Last year.
When they should have beat us then.
They should have, yeah. But they definitely had a chip on their shoulder coming out, trying to get some redemption on the Super Bowl champions. We could have stopped the run last year. Let's try to do something about it this year. And yeah, it was a hell of a game for them. And I love seeing Ron Rivera now. He used to be very sad because you could just tell that he had just had a battle with cancer, and now he's getting that neck back. Yeah, he's getting a little bit more beef in his face again, and I love it. I love seeing all that, but it's not going to last. Homie over there, their best player, can't think of his name right now. Chase.
Oh, Chase Young.
Chase Young. He tore his ACL. He's going to be out for the year. More than likely. That sucks. That's a big hit on that team.
Yeah.
So don't look for them to be able to sustain that unless not Jimmy Ward. He's on the 49ers. Whoever that kid was that was going bonkers on defense is able to sustain that type of defense the rest of the year. Because I
Yeah,
mean that they're still going to be able to get pressure. They still have big dudes up front, but it takes a lot whenever somebody who's been getting double teamed all year ends up being out the rest of the season. So they're
right.
going to have to hope that secondary shows up and shows out, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and the
So
Cowboys are just too far ahead at this point
they were already
anyway.
4-5, right?
Yeah,
So it's
the
not
the
like you got to worry
Cowboys are
about
too
them.
far ahead. If it would take a monumental collapse, and even if the Cowboys do collapse, you still have Philly in front of Washington that would take advantage. So, yeah, they're too far gone at this point with this strength. But the other teams that look like they're back in business. Aaron Rodgers came back from that whole COVID fiasco and played really well. Didn't go to
Stub
Devontae
his
Adams
toe.
quite enough, but
I feel you.
looked really good. The Chiefs, man, they looked like the Chiefs. Now we don't know if this is going to last the rest of the season, but I said last week, I said I'm not confident that the Chiefs suck just yet, and they looked more like themselves. They're finally getting Chandler Jones or Chris Jones, whatever the hell that guy's name is, in the right spot. They've been trying just random shit with him all year, and I mean, he makes it work because he's so good. But now that who'd they grab? The edge rusher guy.
I do not know.
I don't remember, but they traded for like an edge rusher at the end of the trade deadline, so it moved Chris Jones back in where he's supposed to be, and now he's dominating
Some
again.
old dude. I don't remember.
And now he's dominating again. So I think they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, and that Chiefs offense is a team that can get going. I think this was the trap game that was going to show us who they were, and they damn sure did. So, yeah, I think the Chiefs are back. But real quick, let's have a moment of silence. Week 1, week 2 of the NFL season. I said the Browns were going to be hot. I said the Browns were going to be a team to beat. They're not. The Browns are dead.
The Browns are a team to beat. It's just that everybody's able to beat them.
It's
man, they
insane. The last 3-week turnaround of that team has been insane. To go from what happened last week, thinking that they were on the up and ups, to this week, and now Baker's hurt. It's that.
So here's the question,
dude.
though. You don't want to be done this year, right? Because the quarterback pool is not that great. And if it's time for them to move on from Baker, which has to be the last step, right? Because they have a good defense, they have a good run game, they have talented receivers. That was my question. If they think it's time to move on from Baker, there's not really a guy in the draft. So they either just have to suck it up and ride Baker for another year, or trade him away and play with Keenum or whoever.
I think they're going to be able to trade him away. Somebody's going to want Baker. Case is going to come out like he did 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago and get that team a victory against the Lions, which I hope doesn't happen because I have the Lions winning in a parlay straight up. I didn't take any a spread or anything. I don't think. Yeah, they're like plus 350. So I took them. I found a 4-team bet. I had $1 left, went 11-11 on the spread. It was a plus 11-11. So I was like, look at God. Let's win this $12 cash real quick. I might go ahead and put another 5 on it because I don't think that defense
Didn't you just win like
trash.
$70 from one of your bets?
No. I should have won 150, but LSU's trash.
No, the one you sent me like yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh, no.
Basketball.
That was 12. Or 17. No, I won 17 off $1.
I guess I thought I saw 70 or something. 71, maybe. I thought I remember.
Yeah, that one scared me a little bit too. But no, I think I'm starting to figure it out. What I was doing, and I was trying to maximize my odds.
Right. But that's maximizing your risk.
But with the LSU one, I really believed that that was my upset pick last week.
Should have probably.
That was my upset pick last week. Was LSU was going to beat Arkansas. I teased Ole Miss over Texas A&M, so I took that one as well as part of my parlay. Should have went that one, or I'd be fucking 3-0 in the last 3 weeks. Just
you took my upset, right? In your bet. Yeah.
I did take Ole Miss, right? I didn't take LSU. I just thought LSU was really going to. Yeah, I did take Ole Miss. You were going to take Ole Miss over Texas A&M. Yeah, so I did win. Haha, let's go.
No, I took Mississippi State over Auburn.
Yeah,
and you
because
took that one, right?
I bet that one too.
Right,
I bet Michigan State. I bet a couple different upsets in that, and I felt good about all of them. And I had a 17 parlay, $2.25 was going to win me $150.83. So just imagine the odds on it. It was like plus 6,600 and something. It was insane. I should have put $5 on it. Would have been great, and I would have went into something on the sports book to where parlays, like you can win money at the end of the week if you have the best parlay odds, and that definitely probably would have won. Unless somebody put $100 with the same kind of parlay, because the money you spend on the bet with the odds is like times. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which is stupid. I don't have that.
So it's just
money to
whoever's
spend.
betting a shit ton of money.
Exactly. But yeah, it's been a fun ride with this thing, but I'm learning. Go with what you think, because the other night I just maximized my odds on a basketball team, and I knew they weren't going to win, the Bulls versus the Warriors, but they had good odds.
Yeah.
It was plus 230, and I didn't think it was going to be, the spread was like 4.5, and I was like, I could even do that. I don't think it's going to be a shit show that it was, but it was. Pick the Bulls again tonight, and I haven't seen it in a minute.
Yeah, I try to ride the strategy of just take one upset and then back end it with enough favorites to try to just sweeten the pot a little bit. But then those favorites do what the Bucks did against Washington, and then your upset still wins, and you don't get the money, and you're like, damn it, I should have just went with the upset as is.
So the Bulls are doing good on my upset pick, but my great pick, my minus 400 pick, the other two already won. So the Bulls are going to win. You guys are going to fuck me.
Nah, we got you, dog. We got you.
It doesn't matter if you do, because if you fuck me, the Bulls already winning. So I did another parlay just in case you guys did, and I'll win like 50 cents more.
You're hedging your bets. That's the old scared person trick, where you don't win no money no matter what you do.
Oh no! I only bet $2. So I'm either going to win $6 or $7. So I'm either going to come up 4 or 5 tonight. So,
but you
cheers,
bet,
brother.
You bet $2 total.
Yeah,
on the whole night.
2 $1 bets.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I bet on the Joker to win and somebody else to win at like 4 this morning when I couldn't sleep because I'm sick as shit. I ended up taking a bath at like 7 o'clock this morning because I just couldn't. I could not sleep. This shit would not come out. It was all in my chest. Today it's all in my head. Shout out, it's out of my chest. I'm like every 5 seconds. I hate that. The taste of all that stuff is disgusting. But so yeah, I sat there and I was like, ooh, as I did my Pakistani stuff. I saw that the ATP World Court Championships were coming up, and I was like, I like the Joker. So I went and found him, and I just found another good one and threw like $10 on it so I can win like.
And it's just for the first round.
Yeah, but I thought I thought one started at 8 and one started at 8:30. Oh yeah, they're guaranteed.
Yeah.
And one doesn't start till 8:30 tomorrow. Oh yeah, and then they had the odds on the. I didn't go to see what happened, but they had an odds boost. I'm just one guy winning the first set of the match and winning the match. It pushed. Tell me how the fuck that happens.
Yeah, I get, maybe the other guy walked over, like it was a forfeit.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. We should actually.
It had to be a walkover. It's probably what happened.
So the dude just had an injury or something and quit?
Yeah, so the guy won the match, but he didn't actually win the first set.
All right, you're a lot better at looking stuff up because I just use Bleacher Report, and Bleacher Report doesn't do tennis. I found that out at 4 o'clock this morning as I
What's the guy's name?
Looked it up. Alexander Zverev. Yeah,
he's awesome.
Awesome. Oh, no. I lied. That's the one that plays tomorrow. Let's go to the one that pushed.
Yeah, he's going to win. You're good there.
The one that pushed is Casper Ruud. Ruud to win.
Dude,
first
it looks
set
like they didn't even
match.
fucking play. What the hell? At the Nito ATP finals?
Yeah. They didn't play? That's probably what happened.
What'd you say his name was?
Casper Ruud.
Yeah,
he played Stefanos. Oh, he played.
Oh, there he is. He lost the first set, but won the match.
So why does that push?
Yeah, wouldn't that be a loss?
I'll take it. And he beat that that one dude Tsitsipas is like a little bitch.
Tsitsipas. Yeah, so that's cool. Keep betting on tennis. Me and Eddie will like you, except that we
just do the odds boost. Like I'll just go and look at the odds boost every once in a while. Like Kyle Pitts to score a touchdown, record 60 reception yards, plus
Oh,
300. Let's throw $2 to win 8. He's got that.
especially with no Cordell Patterson. That's the only thing they got. Actually, they might just score nothing again. So let's move on to the college football. The top 7 stayed the exact same. The only difference was Notre Dame pushed up to like 8, I think. So everything's pretty much the same. We have 3 ranked matchups. One is a super matchup, loser leaves town match. And then the other one I suspect will probably be one of our upset picks. So let's go ahead and go through these. And the first one, of course, because they don't like to play the Big Ten in prime time, is at 9 a.m. in the morning out here. I said a.m. in the morning. I hate when I do that. Michigan State heading to the Horseshoe to play Ohio State. First of all, do you agree with my statement that this is a loser leaves town match, or can the loser still find a way into the college football playoff?
Yeah, no, losers out. There's no way. With Cincy sitting at 5 and they're doing their best not to. I think Michigan State's going to win.
Ooh.
But no.
So what happens if Michigan State wins this one and Ohio State beats Michigan? Because then it's a 3-way tie, right?
Yeah.
So they all 3 just make the playoffs?
No, if Cincinnati gets in over them, that's what I want to happen. If
Well, no, I mean, but what would happen for the they would
if
just
they're both 11-2, they will both be 11-2 at that point in time. And you can't, if they try to justify that in any way over Cincy, all hell is going to break fucking loose, and that's exactly what I want to happen.
No, you know what, do you actually watch the selection thing at all?
Oh, the show on Sundays?
On Tuesdays?
Or Tuesdays?
Tuesday?
Yeah, you see how much? No, fuck no. I don't have cable.
I had it on because I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast. Shout out to him, I guess.
Shout out, Joe.
And then Eddie texted me about the playoff thing. So I just clicked ESPN to look at it, and it started playing automatically, the video. And right when it started, the chairman guy was talking about Cincinnati and the potential of Notre Dame winning out and jumping Cincinnati. Now, how stupid is that? When Cincinnati went to South Bend and beat the pants off of Notre Dame, this committee chair is like, there is a possibility that Notre Dame winning out would have, with their number 3 strength of record, the ability to jump Cincinnati. And I was like, what? So why are we playing games? Why are we playing football games?
When they picked the fucking strength of schedule and they made them number 3 is because Cincinnati was part of the fucking schedule.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bro,
playing Cincinnati gives them strength of schedule, but Cincinnati can't get strength.
They need to make this fucking committee all ex Heisman winners, all old Heisman winners, or either Heisman and national champions. All right. Like, that's what the fucking committee needs to be, because these guys know football and they're not scared to say, since he's a top 2 fucking team in the nation right now, they're getting in.
It's hard. It's hard to say top 2, but like when you look at the products on the field, they are winning. Yeah, they're making ugly first halves. I don't care. I don't care. But anyways, I don't agree with you. I don't think that Michigan State's going to win this thing. I think Ohio State is going to just continue to roll, do their thing, do what they always do, and ride through. And they're going to beat Jim Harbaugh. They're going to send him packing. He's done in Michigan, I think. But first off, they're going to beat Michigan State. What's that?
I agree. I ain't got shit else on that game. I agree. But no, shout out to fucking Baylor. Another one of my 7. I picked a shit ton of underdogs, dude. I picked a shit ton of underdogs. All right, Baylor.
Well,
Baylor finally fucked them. Finally fucked the Sooners.
Next match, if you pick this as your upset pick, then I will, if you get it right, I will fund some money into your FanDuel account. But Arkansas is traveling to Alabama. Yes, it is a ranked matchup because for some reason Arkansas is 21st, and I don't know why. Why do 3 lost teams even get to be considered for rankings?
I have no idea.
Like, especially a 3-loss Arkansas. Like that
almost got fucked by LSU. Yeah, I thought they were going to get railed by.
And they're 21st apparently. So anyways, yeah. So is that all you have to say about that? Is that You're not picking that. Alabama's
No,
gonna roll
I
pretty hard.
definitely thought about putting some money on it because the odds are fucking great.
I'm
Like
sure
the
they
odds are
are.
amazing.
I'm sure they are.
I
Alabama's
thought
gonna
about
roll.
I think the same exact thing. But no, I thought about it just when I just quickly scrolled at a glance. It was insane. I think it was one of the bigger odds of the weekend that have to
Mm.
do with name teams. It's funny on here now that you get to see all this crazy shit. The odds are insane. Yeah, plus 750.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen though. It's literally it could be plus 8 million, and it's still a bad bet because
Yeah.
Alabama's gonna roll. But the one that I think one of us could potentially pick for our upset picks, I don't know if I am, but I don't know if you've thought through them yet. The last ranked matchup, it's the prime time out here on the West Coast. We were getting prime time all day. Oregon, number 3, Oregon, the team that Cincinnati probably most thinks could actually lose. They're traveling to Utah, and Utah is a 3-point favorite, at least on the ESPN money line. What do you think? What do you see happening here? I don't know who all Utah's lost to, but I know that they're a pretty good team.
Yeah, and I don't
What do you think here?
I don't understand what is going on. The sports people know something, right?
Mm.
I mean, the right now
The
the
books
odds
know something.
the right now Utah is giving
Yep.
3.5 points.
3.5 now. Jeez.
The under is 59.5.
Whew.
The money line is minus 160 for Utah. I don't know what the fuck these people in Vegas know, but they know something that I don't. So much so that I'm putting $10 right now on Oregon to win. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing that.
Well, it's not even so the line started, I think, at 3. So this is now the betters. The betters are betting Utah and making it go up. So it's somebody that actually watched football that actually probably knows something more than we do.
Yeah.
I don't know what they know except for the fact that Oregon lost to Stanford. That's what they know. And like, I'm never gonna think of them as a number 3 team. And so I have Utah winning. I have Utah.
Same.
It's a hard place to play it in Utah. So that's who I have coming out of there with the victory.
No, I agree. Same.
All right, so let's finish this thing off with some upset picks. Obviously, that is an upset pick, but we both picked it. So I'm going to give you a second upset pick to have an unranked knock off a ranked, and then I'll do one as well.
10-4. With that, I'm gonna have to go with Clemson. Being
They're
number 10.
unranked.
Wake Forest. Clemson is unranked. They have 3 losses this season, I do believe.
But it was their
7 and
first
3.
3, wasn't it? No,
Yeah, I
they
do
were
believe
1 and
7
3,
and 3. But yeah, they are the favored in Vegas right now. They are giving
Right.
4.5, but I'm going cheap right now because I'm trying to keep the streak alive.
And that should work for you for sure. I that's crazy that they are. Also, I think it's funny because Clemson's back to being good, and they just haven't gotten put. Not good, but they're back to doing things, and they haven't gotten put back on the train. Well, I'm either going to piss everyone off when I'm right, or I'm going to end my streak at 3. I have 3 straight upset picks, and I am putting it all out there, and I'm going to put SMU to upset Cincinnati this weekend.
You think it could happen?
Put it on the board. Not only do I think it can happen, I think SMU could actually win this game pretty handily. And they're getting 11.5 points, at least on ESPN. So even if you just bet the spread, I think they'll definitely do that. But yeah, I have SMU. So my streak will either go to 4 and every group of 5 fan in the world will be very sad, or my streak ends here. But yeah, I have SMU upsetting Cincinnati.
Do you think
Because those
Iowa
ugly
State has a
first
chance
halves
against
just aren't gonna work.
Oklahoma?
Who?
Iowa State.
Oh yeah, for sure they do.
You just
sure
want
they
to
do.
piss people off?
No, I want to be right. And I think SMU, listen, Cincinnati has not been playing great in the first half, and then they've come out in their adjustments and they've dominated. If you don't play great in the first half against SMU, I don't know if you watched the UCF game, but we didn't play great in the first half against SMU, and we were down 30 at halftime. So if Cincinnati's down 30 at halftime, they're going to look like us, and they're going to have a problem coming back. And hopefully they get up and play, just for the sheer fact that I want them to make the playoff. But I don't think they will. It's hard to go undefeated in football, dude. And this is their last test. So I think SMU is going to pull it off.
That'd be dope, I guess. Not really.
SMU needs the win. They really do, because losing to Memphis was just horrible for them. So
Yeah, that'd be crazy if these teams were both undefeated right now.
yeah,
SMU's been hot. Their quarterback's nice.
yeah, SMU's good. Yeah, I think they're gonna win. But maybe that's just me being biased because they just whooped our ass, and I'm mad.
Whooped that ass.
It was not even close. It was
Should have
close
picked
for,
two
like, one
fucking
play.
UCF players in my college football thing. I would have won more than $2.
But DG
picked- I
might be
picked-
back.
I
soon.
picked BJ and O'Keefe. O'Keefe got me like
Oh,
20
he's good.
points.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. He was
All
cheap.
right, so let's get out of here. Any other topics of conversation?
Not really. We didn't really talk about OBJ being a Ram
Yeah,
at
'cause
all.
he
We don't
sucks.
talk
He had
about
two
NFL
catches for
that
18
much.
points, dude. Like,
That's
who
hilarious
cares?
though, that the Rams thought they had something.
oh, but I mean, he is going to have to try to replace Robert Woods, and it's funny because now obviously he doesn't know the playbook. He knows routes, and they're going to give him his routes. He's going to run them. But Robert Woods goes down, and Van Jefferson, that's his name, right? He's the man.
Yeah.
He came out and he had a great game. He played,
Yeah, and I
played
almost
really well.
picked him in the fantasy.
So it doesn't look like they even care that they have OBJ, but we'll see. I mean, once he really gets to get the camaraderie with Stafford and gets to learn the playbook, he'll be a little better. But I still think he's not even the best receiver from that receiving core, or I mean, from that draft class. So not only is he not the best player from that draft class, he's not even the best receiver. So whatever.
Dang. All right. And so you and Eddie are going to like me a lot more for this one. Do you think Yannick Sinner is going to win his first set and the match tomorrow?
Yannick Sinner? You mean Jackson? Is it Jackson?
Yannick, Jannik.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, that's Yannick, but against who? Sorry.
I have no idea. It doesn't tell me that part.
Yeah,
It's-
Sinner's good.
It's probably part of that thing.
Oh. So does he not even have an opponent yet?
No. He probably does. It just doesn't tell you in the boost. It just tells you what the boost is. It doesn't tell you who is it
well, hold
against.
on. Let's look before you just start boosting. What if he's playing Djokovic or something?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm sitting here on the page, right?
Oh,
I'm just sitting here waiting. Just waiting. I got the
Uh.
little blue bar ready to press it and put however much money as I think is worth. I got what we got in the bank right now. We got $8 in the bank to spend.
He's playing Danil Medvedev. No, he's not gonna win.
No?
Is it to win the whole match?
Yeah, it's to win the first set and the match.
No.
Don't do it.
Nah, he's probably gonna get swept.
Heard.
Is that Hubert Hercox guy on there?
No, it's just no, that's
Oh.
the only.
I wish you could pick which one gets boosted.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I feel like the more they do it, they do like 3 a day. And it's not
Well, I mean, I
usually-
loved that freaking
like tomorrow's Thursday and all they
the
have is
boost
the
I
picks.
sent you was like perfect, and that was the game Mobley got hurt. Like, how do the sports books know that shit?
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, he starts out 0 for 7. He starts playing better, finally getting some points, and then he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cade had like 29 points. He was easy money for his 15. I don't know how the writers know that shit. It's
Yeah, I wish
crazy,
they would
dude.
have put Anthony Edwards at 25 points in the win.
They know, dude.
Yeah,
They
it's
just know
insane.
for real.
It's weird.
All right. So what can we talk about to get out of here? You got anything fun?
Be like Vegas.
Right. For the hell.
Know your shit. Don't half-ass it. Do your research. Don't be like me. Be like Vegas and make money. Don't spend money, because a rich man don't spend. A wealthy man doesn't spend his money. A rich man looks good with his money. Be a stud and not a scrub.